Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rajwant Kaur from DAV College Jalandhar. Today we are going to talk on module sales forecasting from paper marketing management. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of sales forecasting. You can explain various types of sales forecast. You can explain the nature of sales forecasting, and you will be in a position to explain the various techniques of sales forecasting. Sales forecasting, it is basically a systematic and scientific manner of estimating the sales in terms of volume and value of a product for a particular period in a specified market. Sales forecasting, it supplies a starting point for all the business activities of a company. It is a tool of control in the hands of marketing management, and it is the rational act of estimating the sales potential for a company, including the assessment of efforts of competitors and an appraisal of the trends of industry and economic environment that have impact on demand. So the American Marketing Association has defined the sales forecasting as an estimate of sales in dollars or physical units for a specific future period under a proposed marketing plan or a program under an assumed set of economic and other forces outside the unit for which the forecast is made. A sales forecasting, it is that branch of managerial forecasting which projects the sales for a future period in a specific market under certain conditions and guiding the resources allocation and marketing efforts in attainment of the organizational objectives. Let us now discuss about types of sales forecasting. There are basically two types of sales forecasting. So this is the broader classification, that is forecasting based on the level and forecasting based on the time duration. And under the sales forecasting, which is categorized on the basis of level, we usually includes three types of sales forecasting, that is economic forecasting, market forecasting, and company forecasting. And market forecasting is again classified as market potential and market forecast. And while making company forecasting, it includes assessment of company potential and company forecast. When we discuss about types of sales forecasting on the basis of time, so this is further categorized into short-term sales forecasting, medium-term forecasting, and long-term sales forecasting. So let us discuss the types of sales forecasting, first of all on the basis of levels. First is economic forecasting. It is also known as macro forecasting. It refers to the aggregate demand for industrial output by the nation as a whole. In this, the sales forecasting is made at the national level by the analysis of economic trends. The company appraises the data and information given by the government agencies with regard to national income, gross domestic product, gross national product, inflation, consumption pattern, employment position, and so on. In addition to this information, a company also has to analyze the fiscal and monetary policy of government, behavior of the stock market, a pattern of trade cycle, and even the political philosophy to determine the economic activities of the nation. If all these factors are favorable, then the overall demand for goods and services may tend to rise or vice versa. The accurate economic forecast requires systematic and scientific collection of relevant data and analysis and interpretation thereof. Next comes market forecasting. Market forecasting, it is to evaluate the marketing opportunities in terms of estimations of total market demand. Market demand for a product, it is the total volume that could be bought by a target group of customers in a particular area in a specified time and under specific marketing conditions. And what is the meaning of market demand? Market demand shows the consumer demand under the expected level of marketing efforts which can be put forward by all the sellers within the industry. And what is market potential? It is basically the maximum limit which could be approached by the market demand. Then is sales forecasting. A sales forecasting of a company. The company demand, it is the company's estimated share of market demand under the given environmental conditions for a specific company. So it includes company sales forecast, which is the estimated sales under a defined marketing program, and it also includes company sales potential, and this is the maximum sales limits approached by the company demand as the company's market efforts increase relative to that of competitors. Forecasting based on time. So for the purpose of marketing decision making, sales forecasting can be classified into three categories which have been already mentioned, that is short term, medium term, and long term forecasting. Next is on the basis of time. There are three types of sales forecasting. First is short term forecasting. Short term forecasting generally refers to a period not exceeding a year. Short term sales forecasting refers to the determination of the volume of current demand for a firm's product for a short period of time, say over a month or a year. Short term forecast relates to day-to-day forecast which are connected with deliberate decision under the given resource constraint. As in the short run, the available resources, a scale of operation, etc., these are fixed and unalterable. In short-term forecasting, a firm is primarily concerned with the optimum utilization of its existing production's capacity. Then the short-term forecasting can help in different areas like sales policy. A short-term sales forecasting, it is helpful in developing a suitable sales policy in the view of seasonal variation of demand so as to avoid the problems of short supply or oversupply of the firm's product in the market. Next, it is helpful in price policy. Short-term sales forecasting, it helps the firm in determination of a suitable price policy to clear the stock during off season and to take advantage in the peak seasons. It is helpful in purchase policy. In the view of short-term forecasting, a firm can evolve a realistic purchase policy for buying materials, raw materials, and controlling its inventory stocks with a great economy. Sales forecasting, it is also helpful in a sales target. That is, it is helpful in setting the sales targets and for establishing the control over the business operation. It is of no use in fixing high sales targets when sales forecasting reveals a decline in a quarter. A firm's short-term financial policy can also be framed with this help of short-term demand forecasting or sales forecasting. A firm's prerequisite for cash depends on its production and sales. So, without accurate sales forecasting, a rational financial planning is definitely it is difficult. So, medium-term forecasting, it basically bridges the gap between short range forecasting and long range forecasting. It covers a period from 1 to 3 years normally, and it may vary. The planning process of company, it is based on medium term forecasting also. The medium range forecasting helps in predicting the general pattern of trade cycles and effects of technological and social changes on the business processes and operations. The main purpose of medium term forecasting is determination of control by budgets over expenses, ascertain the cash flow, assessing the manpower requirements, determining the dividend policy, deciding the rate of maintenance expenditure, and determining the schedule of operation. Next is long-term forecasting. Long-term forecasting refers to the forecasts made for the long period during which the firm's scale of operation or the production capacity may be expanded or reduced. Long-term sales forecasts, these are normally for the period exceeding 3 and it is between 3 to 5 years or even a decade or more. But this long period may differ from industry to industry and business to business. The long-term forecasting may serve different purposes like business planning, human resource planning, long-term financial planning. So, business planning, long-term sales potential will provide the required guidelines for planning of a new business unit or a new business product for the expansion of existing one. In human resource planning, long-term sales forecast, it is used actually in the absence of proper sales forecasting. There may be situations of overstaffing or understaffing, and it is rather a serious problem for the business. So for proper determination of human source requirement, this type of sales forecasting will help. Then long-term financial planning, it is also facilitated by sales forecasting. Long-term financial planning, it is includes a production planning. Actually, in the view of long-term sales forecasting and production planning, it becomes easier for the firm to determine its long-term financial planning and programs for raising the funds from the capital market. Let us now discuss the nature and functions of sales forecasting. It is very necessary for the sales decision maker to be aware about the relevant sales data. That is, awareness is important for sales forecasting. The sales decision maker, he must be aware about the basis on which the sales, future sales, these are to be forecasted, and how accurately the future can be predicted on the basis of this past information. The future prediction of the study, it depends upon the base of prediction, and it should be stable also. Moreover, there should be a regularity in that base, that is consistency. And the main purpose of forecasting, it is to forecast and to assess how frequently there is a need of forecasting and how far it is needed to forecast the products, and how accurately the forecast can be made. So all these decisions are taken while forecasting the sales. The main functions of forecasting of sales can be, that is, the forecast could be made for the ascertainment of the changes to be made in the course of sales. If it is desirable to make a change in sales, then new course of action is needed. Next, forecasting is done to make sure that each forecast is made to attain the specific business objectives. For this, the cost benefit analysis, this is the most effective method which should be chosen at this point. However, the choice is to be made from the numerous alternatives. So the most beneficial method that should be chosen. So next discussion will be on factors affecting sales forecasting. So there are number of factors, whether internal or external, present in the environment. These affect the sales forecasting programs or sales forecasting of the firm, its planning and budgeting activities. So these factors are basically the business circumstances, economic environment, sociological conditions, psychological conditions, competitive environment, or internal dynamics of the organization. So let us now discuss these factors in detail which affects the sales forecasting. So the first factor is economic environment. The general economic conditions prevailing in the country have considerable impact on a sales forecast of the company. These conditions are mainly price level changes, changes in national income or profit rates, interest rates, per capita income, rent rates, disposable income, discretionary income, consumption patterns, saving and investment habits, employment position, or the compensation paid to the working class, programs of national building, and so on. These factors help in deciding the market potential of the company, which ultimately helps in deciding about the sales forecast. Another factor is business circumstances. Business circumstances generally refer to the economic conditions relating to the same industry or a trade and business. These relate to the factors such as fiscal policy, developmental strategies adopted in state and national plans, possibilities of marketing of manufactured products, foreign trade policy, public opinion, then credit policies, lending policies of commercial and industrial banks and other financial institutions, trade practices and controls or regulations, extent of state participation in business, policies of transport and warehousing agencies. So these concerns with the trade and business. So these factors help in arriving at company's share in market and hence finally decides the sales forecast. Then sociological conditions. These conditions relate to the population size, density, changes in age groups, birth and death rates, size of family, family dependents, level of education, family income, social awareness. So, the study of social conditions provides an additional dimension to the accuracy in assessing the sales potential and sales forecast. And then comes the psychological conditions, which also influence the sales forecasting. The psychological conditions, these have rather more impact on the market conditions than the social conditions. Every human being is not only a social being but also a rational human being. In psychological conditions, basically the changes in the mood of the markets, which is reflected in changing habits, attitudes, perception, learning, personalities, lifestyles, cultural and religious beliefs, then tastes, preferences, fashions, and the likes. These are all included. The changes in consumer tastes, habits, likes, and dislikes, these have far-reaching impact on demand and hence sales potential and the sales forecast. These are all affected by psychological conditions. Next comes a competitive environment. As the business cannot occur in isolation, it has to face a competition by the rival units in the same business line or same business activity. These competitive conditions make every firm to improve winning his rivals for its own survival and success. The competitive conditions within the industry keep on changing constantly. Competitors, they may enter or they may exit the industry. The size of operations, technical superiorities, quality of managerial sophistication in the areas of production and distribution, these all decide the success. So it is basically the study of market share of competitors and how to expand the company's share over those of competitors by refining the plans and strategies and techniques in manufacturing and marketing. So this will helpful in making proper sales forecast. Then another factor is internal dynamics of the organization. The internal situation, this refers to the policies and strategies adopted by the firm to preserve its interests. Then internal conditions, these speak of the happenings in the company's life career. So these relate to the policies in production, distribution, finance, promotion, quality, personnel, and price areas. So these internal conditions, these are controllable. These factors can be controlled by the organization or the firm, and these help us to bring about changes in marketing mix. However, the changes in marketing mix and strategies, these have deep impact on the volume and value of sales of the company. So hence, it will definitely affect the sales forecast and sales forecasting. Thus, these discussed factors affecting sales forecasting can be broadly classified into two groups, that is controllable factors and uncontrollable factors. The controllable factors, these are those factors that can be controlled with the help of efficient management. These factors include quality of products, price of the product, sales promotion measures, and marketing research, etc. Whereas the second class of factors include those variables which are non-controllable, like government policy, competition, a business cycle, innovations, social change, general economic and political situations. The sales forecasting techniques can be classified as qualitative techniques and quantitative techniques. The qualitative techniques include opinion of executives, sales force opinion method, buyer's intentions survey, the delivery technique, statistical sampling. And quantitative techniques includes methods like correlation analysis, regression analysis, time series analysis, moving average method, and extrapolation method. So let us discuss these techniques one by one. In qualitative techniques, first is opinion of executives. This is the oldest method of sales forecasting, which is based on a broad guess made by executive member of the business. One or more top executive forecast future sales on the basis of their personal knowledge and on market information through customer contacts or by reading publishing data. This method has the weakness of biasness, and it also lacks scientific validity. The another method can be Salesforce opinion method. Many companies use this Salesforce opinion method for estimating the sales on the basis of the estimates given by the salesman, which are then consolidated by the sales manager for a territory or a region and for the company. Since they have direct contact with the customer and first-hand field information, so they can estimate future buying intentions of the customers. Some salesmen, they may be even over optimistic or too pessimistic about future sales prospects. Then this will be ineffective method. Another method is buyer's intentions survey. Customers are generally requested to communicate their buying intentions in a coming period, but this method is suitable only for those businesses which are selling products to a few key customers. And if customers' expectations are accurate, definitely the sales forecasts could be accurate to some extent. Then another technique is statistical sampling. Sampling can be used to get total sales estimates. Data can be extended or generalized to get total sales forecast based on sample survey done in representative subgroups of the territories. Another method is Delphi method. Delphi method is a method of avoiding the problem and biases involved in the forecasts of demand. In this method, the participants, they make forecast without disclosing their names, and they state their assumptions in it. Then the analysts return the forecasts to each of the participants, and they are made to look and analyze the assumptions of other participants, and this process continues until no further convergence is possible. Let us now discuss the quantitative techniques in detail. First is correlation analysis. A correlation study, it is done when there is a close relationship between sales volume and a well-known indicator of demand. A high correlation values indicates the future sales volume. Another technique is regression analysis. Regression analysis is the most commonly used method for demand forecasting. The regression analysis is performed as firstly the predictor variables, these are selected, which are considered to be the major determinants of sales. Then time series is collected for each predictor variable. The relation of each predictor variable is checked with the demand to find out whether it is linear or curvilinear. Then a regression analysis is run and goodness of fit is determined. So all these steps are repeated until a satisfactory model is obtained. Then comes time series analysis. This is a common mathematical projection of future sales which involves the projection of past sales trends into the future. In a time series analysis, there are four types of projections. A trend which determines the basic long-term pattern of growth, stability and decline. Then a seasonal which shows the variations in the trend due to a seasonal factor such as summers, winters, etc. Then is the cycle, which shows variations over a period of time, generally more than 1 year. For calculating seasonal fluctuations in demand, any of these methods could be used, namely a moving average method, exponential smoothing, or a statistical trend analysis. Then comes moving average method. In this method, the trend is determined by selecting a period for moving average, like 3-year moving averages, 4-yearly moving averages, 5-yearly moving averages, etc. Another method is extrapolation method. This method is based on the assumption of the past pattern of industrial behavior and market environment stability. It uses the projection and trend for arriving at the figure of sales forecasting. So, as the discussion has been on various methods, but there is no one method of forecasting which can be considered as the perfect method. So the marketers, they generally use the combination of the above stated methods for forecasting the demands and the sales. So students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. The creation of the sound sales forecast, it is the fundamental to any organization. Sales forecasting data, it is needed to determine and forecasting the marketing plans and strategies. Managers, they have to forecast the sales for the future period of time, which is done on the basis of present and past sales pattern. Marketing managers have to forecast the future sales of the firm, whether they use qualitative techniques or quantitative techniques. Various different departmental budgets such as sales budget, production budget, administrative budget, and marketing budgets, these are all based on the master sales forecast. Information collected from all the sources of the organization, these are used for forecasting the sales. Data collected by an organization, it can be used in future by time series analysis. The use of some methods help the managers to know the seasonal effects on the demand. Linear and multiple regression techniques, these are used for econometric procedures. Thus, forecasting is the logical point for all the business activities. It acts as a link between the planning and controlling. Forecasting is based on marketing research information. There are various techniques such as qualitative depth interviews, Delphi techniques, and many more for sales forecasting. Thus, sales forecasting, it is a very significant function of firm's integrated marketing information system. Thank you.